Fall is one of the best times to explore Highland Lake Park Reserve, and today we're going to go for a little hike on our Prairie Trail, which is one of my favorite spots in the park. So we're right behind the Nature Center building, so you walk out the back doors and then there's a map right there to your left, and then we're going to head to the north end of the trail. It's about a 3/4 mile loop, moderately strenuous. You've got rolling turf and wood chip trails along the way, but really just a nice hike. What I love about our Prairie Trail is you have not only the prairie, but you also can see the whole ring of trees around the edges of it. So we'll check that out and just see kind of the depths of color that are starting to emerge out on that trail. This is the turtle basking pond, appropriately named. Anytime we come down here, we'll almost always see turtles basking on the logs. All these logs that we get on the edges, that's where we tend to see the turtles love that. And so you can come out here and there might be 100 painted turtles up on the logs on a sunny day. This is just a great place to come and view wildlife. And we'll head up our steepest hill, past a few more aspen and oak, and then we'll be out onto the prairie. Over here we have a red oak, and the red oak has that reddish color, that real classic rusty reds you can see in there. So, and over here, some of the aspen have started to turn, and once they start, the whole clump will turn at the same time. So here's an example of that real nice golden color of the quaking aspen. So why do leaves change color? So I might actually start to first think about why are leaves green in the first place. So the green comes from chlorophyll, which is a chemical that allows the process of photosynthesis to take place. When it gets to be autumn, the trees are able to tell that it's autumn by the amount of sunlight. So as we start to get less sunlight each day, that signals to the trees that winter is coming, and basically they know that they need to do some things if they're going to survive in the winter. They can't walk to Florida, so they have to figure out another survival strategy. So one of the first things they do is they stop making chlorophyll. Then all of these other pigments that are already in the leaves and have been there most of the time really have their moment to shine. After the fall color, the tree also creates some hormones that basically create it's like a layer of scar tissue that forms between the twig and the leaf, and that basically seals off the leaf so that the leaf will then blow off in a gentle wind. And that's another way that the tree is preparing for winter. It knows that broad leaves, like an oak tree or a maple tree, they're not going to survive the winter. They're going to freeze up, they're going to hold too much weight in snow and ice, and it's going to be bad for the tree. So basically the tree is shutting down for the winter, and one of the awesome byproducts of that is we get these beautiful fall colors. So this is Richardson Nature Center's famous bee tree. So it's a bur oak that stands out on the prairie with its cool silhouette, and then the really remarkable thing about it is it has been host to honeybees for at least 30 years. Now honeybees will actually overwinter, so they'll survive the winter, and what they're doing right now is basically getting enough supplies, making enough honey to survive the winter, since they won't be able to collect any pollen in the winter. As you look around the ring, most of these trees are still, the ones that are still green here are mostly the oaks, and then you do see some aspen as well. And so some of the real beautiful golden yellow colors that you'll see, those are clumps of aspen that have started to pop. And then there's a few kind of like rusty reds, those are red oaks. And then there's one tree that really stands out and pops on the far horizon, and that's the sugar maple, of course. But it's kind of cool just to have actually a reminder, we're not way out in the middle of nowhere. We're actually surrounded by pretty densely populated neighborhoods, and 494 is right there, and you can have this kind of nature, right in the city, and it's integrated into the city, and there's wildlife that flows from the park reserve out into the neighborhoods, and there's City of Bloomington parks that flow into Three Rivers parks, and it's just pretty cool how it all works together.